In the shadow frequency, this Aquarian emotional energy of solar plexus archetype, manifests itself in mind longing to what it thinks is not attainable at the moment. The mind desires something which is not right now. It desires to get itself out of now, to feel comfortable and avoid anxiety that comes with fear and lack of trust in life. Nothing can fill that void, nothing can patch up that wound, only looking it in the eye. Desire is natural construct of the mind, consciousness of separation. Grass is always greener on the other side, and all this. No matter what we desire, when it is from emotional need of escaping the now, or from need to be respected and desired, from longing to be free and one again, whatever the desire is, if our mind associates emotions with the outcome of our desires, then we are in trouble. Because when we don't fulfill that particular desire, then mind will sing even louder. You see, I told you so. You are separated from the love of the universe and whole. Or something along these lines. And when we fulfill the desire, then we will soon find out that the emotional feeling that we get from it falls short regarding our mind's expectations. It's all about expectations, really. We give a desire tremendous power of promise of holding our happiness and peace. Maybe for when we fulfill it, it can show us that we are powerful. Of course, as it happens, even when we fulfill our true desires, those that come from the soul that we are, we quickly notice that fulfillment and contentment is a passing wave, like emotion. So then we go back to our greed of fulfilling another desire, and the cycle continues. We try to create life of our dreams half-heartedly because we find accepting what is now too challenging. We fantasize how amazing it would be only if something happened, only if another person showed up different way. That's the whole concept of desire. We want out right now, and desire is our goal. We make it our savior. In time, this can either open our eyes to futility of such endeavors, or it will continue. The mind, when we unconsciously let it run riots, will stubbornly continue seeking new fulfillments, things that it desires. It will use the body for that, sexual, food, sensory pleasure seeking in general. It will use the heart for that, associating our value with how positively impactful we are in the world. In truth, it will derive its own value from being desired in one way or another. Inevitably, it will lead to burnout, possibly depression and misery. We can have very strong desires for those things that our mind thinks are impossible to attain. Like, for example, knowing what it is like to be boundless, knowing if there is anything beyond this universe, obsessively wanting to know if Atlantis was real. We can have a desire to be left alone right in the moment when we are doing something and someone else interrupts our creative flow. Yo, fellow manifestors. And it's alright to have desires. It's good to be aware of them too, because then we give ourselves a conscious choice. Like Richard Rudd says, when we are overly serious and think of desires as unholy, then we pretty much add fuel to the fire of internal battle. On one end, we have the desire-oriented part of mind. On the other, we have the one shaming other part for having desires. Accepting desire as part of our evolutionary process is necessary to accept our urges and wounds that our mind tries to camouflage from us. How about dropping all of this baggage and create only when we feel elated and truly called to do so? Create when we feel that the inspiration is pouring out of our being. How about going with the flow of our bodies? How about activating the gift of lightness? How about becoming weightless and at the same time becoming full of light? When we are in heart frequency and we are with our emotions and our feelings, We accept their beauty and we accept their constrictive stronghold that they have on our bodies. Open heart is present and open to everything that is happening, even if it's just for a split of the second, when we feel such elating burst of lightness in our chest. It is like physical byproduct of connection with the soul that we are. We truly come alive then. Our inner fire boils up the water of our longing and pushes up our eyes the tears of remembrance. In our heart, we know what desires come from our soul, what frequency and message for all. By manifesting it in physical form, we are here to embody and share. Our heart knows that what is truly worth pursuing is expression of love and for empowerment of others. Our unique contribution, our creativity of heart frequency, is like a business card of the soul that we are. It says, "These are my gifts for everyone. These are needed the same way your gifts and talents are needed." En route to experiencing true fulfillment of our limitless potential. In our heart, we know which desire we are destined to fulfill, which desire lights us up so much that we know. Our intuition tells us, our whole being screams loud, "This is what I'm meant to do. This is how I want to live, close to my heart, close to the lightness of joy and enthusiasm, close to love, speaking through me via so-called inspiration, with openness of shining our light and sharing our gifts." Entering the highest frequency of this energy, I feel, is not attained by getting rid of desires, but by recognizing desires that blur our soul's vision and desires that are here for helping manifest unity consciousness. It's a process of purification, process of devotion to consciously partake in trial and error game of remembering. We've hired our ego minds to make it complicated enough so playing the game makes sense. Letting go of holding desire as a mean of a promise, mean of seeing a way out from what's not pleasant, what's not comfortable, is being so in love with life. It's being in acceptance of everything that life is. It's being in total trust, regardless of joy and pain. Trust in everything that happens, has happened, and will ever happen. This is frequency of compassion for everyone and everything. All kinds of behaviors that are consequences of following all sorts of desires. This is frequency of heavenly light, of when the awareness reaches ecstasy and rapture of the truth that everything forever sings in unison.